we walked around the different places downtown and the tour finished on the beach. And so she had dowsing rods and we were all standing in a circle. And she said, I feel like there's someone here. And she started asking questions. And we kind of got it narrowed down to a male under 10. But my friend and then the guide were like, there is a white mist in the middle of the circle.
From the dawn of the spoken word, storytelling has been the backbone of human culture, warning of looming dangers and evoking our most personal fears. What you're about to hear are the real-life experiences of everyday people, brave enough to share their terrifying tales. Tales where the horror hits close to home. I'm your host, Danny. Welcome to the Hometown Horrors Podcast. Listen, if you dare. Howdy, folks. We are Spooky Show HHP. We back at it, baby. And today, I might have let it slip in episode 1 that Olivia teaches. And we have one of her fellow teachers here today.
Woohoo!
How you doing, Patty?
I'm good. Getting ready for back to school.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Yeah, what is it, about a week away now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. We're going to have a fabulous year.
And that is always the energy you want to take into it.
It is. It is.
Back to school was always a huge bummer for me because my birthday is literally like the weekend before back to school would happen. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I get to have a birthday party. And then it's like, oh, you imprisoned again. All right. So, Patty, I hear you have a bit of a taste for the supernatural.
Yes. Yes, I do. We love, husband and son and I love a good ghost tour. And I was trying to come up with the number of different cities that we've taken them in. And I think it's at least 10.
Wow.
One of the reasons that I like them is, of course, during the day, we do the typical tourist stuff. But to me, it's another way to learn history, albeit it might be a little bit grittier. Here's the same house that you saw during the day and how it changes at night.
Yeah.
And here's what happened in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Always the basement. What's up with that?
Well, I'm not a basement fan.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I get weirded out. I came down the stairs and my son's girlfriend has a double bass in our basement. And I came down the steps and it's against the wall. And I was like, oh, there's a person. No, it's double bass. Okay, we're good.
Large.
We're good. It's 6 feet tall. It could be a person.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love a good ghost tour, I am not a haunted house person.
Meaning just haunted houses in general, or the haunted house tour where they
a
do
haunted
it up?
house tour where they do it up and they can actually touch you. And
this is the clown room.
Oh my God, no. If they could actually touch me, no.
I want to throw this hot take out there.
Yeah.
I find movies or shows that are about actual murderers and killers not as scary as ghost stuff. At the end of the day, a person's going to get caught. You're going to find the evidence to get that person and that will get squashed. But a ghost is this unknown thing. If it can be debunked, then I'm not scared of it.
Yeah.
And that's weird too, because the big fear about all the true crime documentaries is it could be happening right next to you and you wouldn't know. And then they interview 5 people and it's very clear that their neighbor is killing people.
Yeah.
But they just try to go on living and ignore it.
Right. Or even in the Dahmer cases, people said things and no one listened to them. Clearly people know what's happening. It's just not getting off the ground.
So I did go on vacation this summer to Savannah and Tybee Island with my friend. She's a good sport. Because she does not love this stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I have the ability to kind of turn it off.
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep watching serial killers and true crime and stuff. And it doesn't usually permeate my brain and I'm not dreaming about it. We did a true crime tour in Savannah, which was really good and really well done. And then we did a ghost tour on Tybee Island. It's a really small island. And so you would kind of think, how many ghosts could there possibly be there? But then once you start looking at the history of it, it was fascinating. Apparently, it was one of the places where they brought people who were diseased and they put them all in this one place. So it's a place where lots of people have died. And then along the coast, there's a lot of shipwrecks. And some of the stories they were telling us, were about a woman that people have just seen on the beach. So it was one of the ones where we've been given like actual equipment, because I love like when I have the EMF meter, and I'm like, oh, it's lighting up. Meanwhile, it's next to my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. No, it's your iPhone.
Yeah.
It's your iPhone ding dong. But it was led by 2 different people. And the woman who led it also did tours in Savannah. But there was a gentleman on it who was working on his PhD in parapsychology. So that was just fascinating in and of itself, because I was like, oh, wow, this is somebody who's really knowledgeable. I mean, I dabble. But I don't find that I'm like super sensitive. So it's interesting for me to be with other people who are.
Yeah.
But we walked around the different places downtown, and the tour finished on the beach. And so she had dowsing rods, and we were all standing in a circle. And she started asking questions. She's definitely somebody who is able to tell when there's a spirit there. I'm totally clueless. And she said, I feel like there's someone here. So she said, is there anyone in the circle that you like? Move the rods and point at them. I was standing next to her, and don't you know, those rods went bring and pointed right at me. I was like, there's a ghost.
This is a lot of attention.
I know, I'm like, please. So then she like kind of went around the circle, and like it eventually pointed at everyone. And I think somebody else was then holding them. And she said, is there anybody that you don't like? And they pointed at her. Oh. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we started asking different questions like, are you a male? Are you female? Are you over 50? And we kind of got it narrowed down to a male under 10.
Oh.
Uh-huh. But my friend and then the guide were like, there is a white mist in the middle of the circle. And so, of course, my friend is kind of like quasi freaking out because she could see it, and she's the one that's going to like take this home and not be able to sleep. I was pretty impressed too, because as we walked away, she was like, okay, make sure that you say out loud, you need to stay here. And I was more worried about my friend. She was like, oh yeah, I did. Trust me, I did. Because I was like, here I am, fat, dumb, and happy. I'll be the one that brings home the spirit and like doesn't realize, did you know you have a big black shadow behind you?
Something
oh, really?
With me.
Yeah, no, okay.
I think that'll be me at some point too. Like things will be attached to me, but my happy ass is just.
I know. I'll be like, oh, really? And, and then I'll walk into like Olivia's room, and she'll be like, there is a full body apparition behind you.
Is that why I have this shoulder pain?
Exactly. Yeah. Because I'm just like so oblivious.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was fascinating. And then she did sage us at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can't think that they, ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them, are there.
On the podcast in general, we've touched on this. Do you feel it is an energy that happened once and like that energy is stuck in time at that place? Or it is an active, conscious being having a communication with you?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Maybe it is just energy, but it's already been proven that you can manifest things yourself. Not necessarily even supernaturally. Like,
right.
If you want to succeed in something, you visualize yourself doing it.
Right.
Are we attributing scariness to that energy, and then over time it just becomes scary to fit what everybody's putting onto it?
Sure. I mean, and if everybody thinks, oh, this house is haunted.
It looks haunted.
Everybody that comes in there is kind of manifesting that like, oh, it's haunted. It's haunted. And does it eventually like just morph into, it is haunted? I don't know.
Yeah. Is this really a conscious being that is stuck in some subliminal space that I can't see?
Right.
Or is this just an imprint of energy that once existed here?
It would be better if it was just the energy.
Yeah.
Rather than,
an actual person,
an actual being that
trapped.
is stuck.
Right.
Yeah. That's exactly it. That I would feel terrible. Like that this was a child on the beach.
Right.
I mean, and it very well could have been like one of the stories that they told us was it was a shipwreck, and this mother, a woman in white that people will see on the beach, is looking for her child.
Yeah.
Did we speak to the child?
Right. Or is
that would break my heart that,
yeah.
This poor kid never moved on. He's stuck on the beach in Tybee.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, what's the comfort in there being an afterlife if you can't resolve those feelings?
If you are stuck there.
Right. Is he actually there, or are we manifesting that energy to be there?
Yeah. And then if they are actually stuck there, how do they move on?
Right.
Are they always stuck there?
Right.
Is it like a movie where you have to help the ghost with their
exactly.
death drama?
Exactly.
I think if it is real, it varies. Like, it might just be a petri dish. The longer it's there, the more it kind of morphs and becomes its own thing, independent of what it was just a moment in someone's existence.
Yeah. I'm to that point where I just think time is a construct and that all of these things are happening like at once. What's that movie where they write in the mailbox and she talks to this guy years in the future?
Oh, isn't that like
Love
the Lake
movie?
House or something like that? I was going to say it's You've Got Mail, but that's...
You Got Mail.
That's not it. That's like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
No. But maybe it is like that concept that both things are happening at the same time.
That it does coexist.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's to say that alternate timelines or even years past or future aren't happening right now? Because this is my now, but it doesn't mean that it's everybody's now. And so to experience something that's happening in a different timeline or a multiverse at the same time you are is now what I believe to be like a spiritual phenomenon. That's your encounter, but it's really just somebody else living their existence at a different time or on a different path than you. So I don't have any kind of like verified proof on that.
What's the Nicole Kidman movie where The Others?
Oh,
where she's such a good movie. Yeah. Where they are the ghosts.
Yes.
And you watch the whole movie and you're like, but what? Oh.
Yes.
Oh. I mean, are we the ghosts?
Right. Who's to say I'm not
like
the ghost?
Some random little kid on the beach and like, here's 5 people and he's hearing these 5 voices like go, how old are you?
Right.
Are you under 10? Or, and he's like,
right. And people always say that kids are like susceptible to like ghostly interactions anyway, and that they can see those beings. Like, who's to say that those aren't another timeline?
Another part of it too. It's like, are these just layers of dimensions that we just don't quite understand? Like, are we the weird aberration to somewhere else?
Yes.
In a world of spirits, these weird people are tethered to meat.
Yeah.
And they live out their finite days.
We get to wear this really cool sheet.
Yeah.
And the meat has all these weird needs. It's hungry.
Yeah. It's
sore.
Needy.
Exactly.
My back hurts
after time.
It needs to sleep.
Imagine needing to sleep at night. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we did go to Gettysburg. And I have to say, like, I spent part of the time being jealous because I'm not sensitive. And I was like, why is the ghost talking to them? Why did the other lady get touched?
Yeah. When she got touched
me,
I mean, her face, like, you can't fake that. It was just so genuine when she whipped around and she looked at us like we had just touched her.
Who touched me?
Yeah, like she's looking for one of us to be like, ooh, we touched you.
Yeah. I wish you guys had been able to catch that on tape. We watched the DVD of your experience there, and it's like...
And you said it was terrible.
It was horrible. I don't know what that company
should have just
does.
filmed the ground the entire time.
Literally.
Like, it would have been...
Oh,
it was
I didn't even think about that.
We should have just filmed our own stuff. But I mean, the history, it's again, like, you're learning about the place. And so then am I going in and manifesting these things to be here because of the stories they told me about this place? Or am I genuinely having an experience?
Yeah. And I think it is really hard to tell.
Yeah. Because you go in there wanting and willing something to happen.
Absolutely.
We were so excited to get in there and like get our hands on the equipment because they gave us a full pack. There was a huge like knapsack we like carried around the whole time that
was
had
pretty cool.
Recorders and EMFs, and it had that little radio that shuffled through channels and they pick words out.
And I've never been on a ghost tour, but it kind of demystified it for me. Just the fact that everyone's separated into like classroom groups of 3. And like the teacher's going, well, how's your experience? Did you get any communication?
Yeah.
Well, then I was mad too, because when we were in the schoolroom and you could supposedly like hear the kids like sing the alphabet, like they'll sing it back.
Or Twinkle, Twinkle, Little
whatever
Star.
it was.
Yeah.
And these 3 chicks were sitting in the chair and we were just kind of like,
we have a turn to talk to the ghosts.
Teacher.
Yeah. But that place was small, though. It was a 1-room schoolhouse that they had added rooms onto after, and it, I guess, had burned down once. They only had like 3 rooms in the entire place, and there were over 30 of us there.
Yeah, there was really not a lot of places to go. You could go in the schoolroom, and then there was another room that I don't think we really even went in.
No.
Because there were a whole bunch of people in there.
There was a bathroom in the back you could go in, but there were people that stayed in there the entire time, and we didn't get anywhere in there.
Right.
So most of our stuff was outside.
We sat on the porch.
We were on the porch. And even in the video, he has a large portion of us just sitting on the porch, just you and me, like.
And that's the DVD everybody got.
Everybody got the DVD with us sitting there with our dowsing rods.
Yes.
Like,
it's literally, I felt angry in that moment because I was like, can't you go to like any of those other people?
And while we were watching, Olivia's like, this group of people, they had this crazy experience.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there waiting for it to happen on film.
Right.
And nothing happens.
And it never did. Because I remember that blonde chick with those 2 guys were in that room that was off to the side. And I remember her saying her ponytail got got pulled.
Yes.
And when they were in that room, the guy was clearly taking video of them. And I was like, oh, we're going to see the hair pull.
Yeah.
And then you can't even hear the audio because it's like...
Oh, because it's got that...
the whole time.
That's a
you
bummer.
Can't discern any of it. It's just like mumbo jumbo.
Well, and like the ghost shows, I love to watch them.
Yeah.
But, I always laugh at shows where you watch it and they're like, oh, it said this.
And it looks so fake as you're watching it. I think scary movies have spoiled people on how a supernatural occurrence is supposed to go.
And then like they'll say it, they play it until, you hear it 4 times and you're like, oh, it totally said Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
but they know what it says on the first thing.
Right,
it's like,
exactly. And I'm like, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't stop me from watching them.
No, for sure not.
Like the things that freak me out the most, though, are when people have actual scratches. How do you explain the fact that they have 3 scratch marks on them?
And I think that's a different thing altogether than just the, like, if you say the ABCs or sing a song in a room, you'll hear other voices chime in.
That seems more benign to me.
Yeah,
Right.
there might not be consciousness to that. It's just a phenomenon.
But like to be able to reach out and scratch someone.
Yeah.
Some of the shows, it's probably BS, where they're like, oh, I have chills, or whatever. And like, oh, I feel like I'm going to be sick.
Because you're mining everything in that experience to be connected to.
Absolutely. But like when people come away and they actually have like physical marks on them, that's when I get more freaked out. Again, it goes back to my haunted house thing where like people are touching me.
Yeah. But then again, I would look at you and say the same thing, that could it be boiled down to that you're wanting an interaction to happen? Like sometimes you'll get like hives or you'll get a rash. Who's to say that you couldn't will in a scratch? Who's to say?
Marks of 3.
For sure. Some
Things
of
of
it's
3,
a little...
knocks, scratches.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's where I'm kind of like, okay, 1 single scratch.
Yeah.
But then, they're like,
My back's
my
burning.
back is burning.
Yeah.
And then they pull up their shirt and they've got 3 scratch marks.
Even
I'm like,
on my show, I have so many 3 knock stories. I've got 3 scratch stories.
Yeah. But then again, that goes down to my other theory. Who's to say that's not another timeline of negative beings? Like, who's to say that every multiverse is happy-go-lucky people? It could be negative Nancys all living in a multiverse. They're like, I'm going to scratch these biddies today. They're going to know about me. And they just have 3 talons, and that's where 3 comes from.
Exactly. And it has no like meaning at all.
Yeah.
It's not the Trinity. It's
it's just that
they only have 3 fingers
they
to
only
scratch
have
with.
3 fingers
Yeah.
to scratch with.
It's kind of like cartoon characters with their 4 fingers,
Like harpies or whatever.
Why do
There it is.
Why do
We've
cartoon
solved it all.
characters only have 4 fingers?
I don't know.
Easier to animate, I think.
They can't flip anyone off. It's a cartoon character, so you can't flip them off if you got 4. There's no middle in that scenario.
I guess technically there's not.
Maybe that's it.
I'm glad we live in the universe we live in then.
Yeah, I'm glad I have a 5th finger.
Glad I have that middle finger then.
Utilize that on the daily.
Yeah.
That's another thing I was thinking about, because that's something we hold value to. If you just go like hold your middle finger up, that's our culture that gives it meaning.
True.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't mean the same thing in other places, like in Italy where you
Under your
brush
chin.
the bottom of your chin, that's essentially the middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
The pinky in China.
I think I heard that in elementary school. It's one of those facts that you never double check and you just keep saying it
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
rest
you're
of your
like,
life.
yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, I have no verification that it's rooted
like
in
the pop
anything.
culture reference.
Yeah.
Where you're
Other
like,
than
yeah, that totally means that.
it might slightly not be true, and or it might be very offensive.
It's like an urban legend.
Take that with a grain of salt.
My
but
sister's brother's uncle's cousin
Yeah.
had that happen to them. You're like, did they really? Yeah, the axe murderer was in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Mhm. And they saved by flashing the
The hook on the car door.
Exactly. I'm like, no, I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know
urban
how
legend.
this one. Yeah, I know how this one ends.
I know how that one ends.
And that's another thing. Do movies just reinforce what we understand to be tropes in horror?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, listen to the wine being
I was gonna
poured.
say, we really set the mood here.
So we gave that one away, folks. It's usually like a Where's Waldo situation when you hear someone pouring a drink in each episode.
Oh, there you go. But now, one of the guys on our Tybee Island ghost tour had an EMF reader on his phone.
Whoa.
And I was kind of like, oh,
There are apps, yeah.
this is an app.
Does that work?
Do I need this?
That's
I don't
like if
know.
you get a stud finder on your phone. Like, how efficient is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I don't know. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, well, that sounds really cool, but is it going to work? Is it practical?
I'm just going to be farting around. until
Exactly. Or
something-
am I going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, look, it's like,
Is there a truer, more correct way to do this thing?
Right.
Exactly.
I probably should
It's
just
like-
get the real meter.
yeah, it's like me with the meter, like, putting it next to my phone and it lights up. having been as a connoisseur of ghost tours, I like the meters where it shows me a number, because the higher the number.
Is it like a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 100?
It was over 100. The ones with the colors, you've got it starts at green, then it goes to yellow, and then it's a red, but it's on like a gradient.
So green is like not spooky, red is hella spooky.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I liked the number, because I'm standing on the street in San Francisco and it's like at 120.
It's a lot of spooky.
I know, like a child. I'm like going to the ghost tour guide, like, mine's 120.
Is this a lot?
I'm like,
did I finish the quiz?
It seems like a lot.
Did I get 100? Am I the star student now? Because mine's 120.
Yeah.
Such an asshole.
Yeah. No, you're just excited.
I know.
But again, are you willing it in, or was it already there?
Yeah.
I know.
That's the question. I feel like this episode is really hitting on that.
Well, I feel like we've been building to this through the show. Like, what is the true source of a lot of these phenomena? That being said, there are definitely sentient entities. I don't know if you made it to John's episode, Do You Need a Towel? That might be the scariest episode of the show.
It
Do
is
you
definitely
need a towel?
Yeah, John and Stephanie.
No.
Yeah.
We love you, John and Stephanie.
Yeah, shouts to the Girthy Hog Network.
Okay, now I'm going to have to listen to that one.
It's pretty fun.
I'm intrigued. My
That's-
brain went to a whole bunch
That
of
might be
different
the
places with
scariest
that.
episode of the
For
show.
me,
thus
that is
far.
the scariest episode of the show. You'll just have to
Yeah,
listen.
I'm
well-
going to have to listen to it. Yeah, don't.
We'll not ruin anything
No
here.
spoilers,
but-
please.
No. So a lot of people have talked about stories where they felt like they have had somebody reach out from the beyond, or just having like that reassurance from a family member that has passed. And I know that you have some things along that line. Maybe a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We have a daughter, Lily, who unfortunately passed away when she was 8 months old. She was born with cancer. I didn't even realize that was a thing that could happen. Yeah, that was fabulous. Not. So she was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia at 4 months old.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. A week before she was diagnosed, I noticed she had bruises all over her legs. And I was like, that's really weird. They shouldn't be there. And I looked at my husband and I said, she has leukemia. And he was like, what? No, she doesn't. Yes, she does. He was like, no, her sleeper's just too tight. Because she was 4 months old. She wasn't rolling over.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for a baby that can't roll over. And don't you know, a week later, we found out that she actually did. So she went through all of the treatment, and our son was her bone marrow donor, 6 out of 6 match.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is it. She's going to live. It's great. There's a reason that, 6 out of 6 bone marrow donor. This is going to solve
That's
everything.
phenomenal. That's great.
Oh, yeah. I was like, this is
match.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is going to work out. Well, unfortunately, to be able to do a bone marrow transplant, they have to kill off all your bone marrow. And when they did that, for some reason, we're not even 100% certain why. She did have some kind of infection, they think, but she was supposed to get some specified number of doses of this medication, like 25 or something like that. And she got all she needed in like 3 doses. Wow. So it was almost like an overdose kind of situation, if that makes sense. And so because of that, she ended up in the PICU and she died of organ failure.
Yeah.
It bums me out because we didn't ever get to know whether or not
would have worked.
The bone marrow transplant would have worked. But I, of course, want to look for signs like that she's still around and she's still there. In my head, I would talk about how, in my head and out loud, I was going to say, it's not just in my head.
I was going to say, no, I think you have a whole crew of people looking for your signs.
I say that she paints rainbows.
And she was a very happy baby.
Oh
right?
my God, yes.
Why the rainbows kind of become her
exactly.
Her tag mark, her
this is
logo.
a kid who did not
know a stranger.
Oh, and she did not know a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so bad to break this one doctor's heart because he was like, she just smiles so big for me every single time. And I'm like, dude.
That's how she smiles at everyone.
She just looks at everybody that way, One of my favorite
just my
stories
baby.
was her treatments would be like after holidays, the day after Thanksgiving. And we'd be in the hospital. And right around Christmas time, you'll have famous people come and visit and stuff. So we're sitting in her room, and I don't follow wrestling. So I felt like it was one of those, like, I should know who this person is.
Oh.
This dude comes in, and he's big and buff, and then he's like with some really hot woman. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm sure they introduced themselves to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. They were like, can we come in and say hi to her? Absolutely. Because, of course, she didn't have any teeth either. So she gave like the big toothless grin. And they were like, can we just stay in here? Because she's like the first kid who didn't cry when we walked.
She's so chill.
Yeah, like we're big, scary wrestlers. And she's just
this dude was huge.
Have,
I mean, I'm not a small person. And like, this dude was big, you know. And I'm sure all these little kids were like,
like this big towering giant.
Exactly.
And
then Triple H.
You know, his hot sidekick, you know.
Carrying his chair to bang over the heads of unsuspecting folks.
But it was just so funny because they were like, can we please stay in here? Yes, absolutely you can. Yeah, but going back to the rainbows, she would follow us on vacation.
Yeah.
And there was one year we went to Disney and we were there over her birthday. And we went to dinner and our waitress's name was Lily. I mean, it's just, it's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, I know you're here.
Yeah, just like a little nod.
And the
I know
thing
you're
is,
here.
like, that's your tool for finding communication.
Yeah. And just like your tool for finding like reassurance in the place that you're at. I feel like that is also a running theme throughout the show. People talk about numerology or just like things that they seek out to know that they're on the right path, be it her or just be it the universe giving you that nod like, hey,
it is okay. It's funny that I had my teaching degree. I never taught. I had random jobs up until I had Bryce and I stayed home. Now, of course, I was totally going to stay home with her too. Well, she's the reason that I ended up going back to teaching. I got my job on her birthday. That can't just be a coincidence.
Right.
We went on vacation to Tybee. Huge rainstorm rolled through. Big old rainbow. And it was up there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're on the girls' trip with us, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I end up talking to her, and I'm sure I sound like a lunatic, but whatever. I don't care.
It's just funny, too, because I think I've seen maybe 7 actual rainbows in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like I see them all the time.
I was going to say, I feel like they've picked up in frequency for me over the last couple of years, because now in my brain, not only do I associate Lily with that, but I also associate Scott with rainbows.
Yeah.
Because the day after he passed, there was that huge rainbow over school.
Yeah.
Those two are the only people that I know that could have a rainbow as a signifier. For people who don't know, Scott was a teacher at our school who had heart failure, ended up having a heart transplant. And it did not take. And he, as anyone would tell you, never met a stranger, just the same
one
kind
of just the best human beings you could possibly meet.
I mean, just found a way to connect to everyone in his presence. It didn't matter who you were, music, comics, whatever. He could talk to you about anything. And you would feel like you were seen. And he's for sure missed. But now for me, that is a sign when I see a rainbow that is Scott.
And it does gain visibility because I've also had people listen to the Olivia-centric episodes, and now they start seeing angel numbers every day.
Cold Case Western Australia is a new true crime podcast series produced on behalf of the WA Police Force Special Crime Squad. The series examines unsolved homicide cases, some dating back several decades, in the world's largest policing jurisdiction. You'll hear new case details and insights from the investigating detectives and forensic experts. There are now $1 million rewards attached to each unsolved homicide in Western Australia. You can listen to Cold Case Western Australia wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting the WA Police Force website.
Oh, absolutely. 11/11. All the time.
Yeah. It's so weird. So for me, let's revisit my angel numbers. I don't see them every day. It's not like an everyday occurrence, but like there are days when I am heavily loaded. Like today, for example, I saw pretty much every number 333, 222, 111, 555. Like I saw at least every number once today.
As long as you don't see 666.
Well, I did see 666. It was one of the ones I did see. But to me, death signifies a rebirth. Regardless of the negativity that comes with that connotation of 666, beyond that, there will be something that fills that place that is better or is what the situation needed. So even if there is a loss, there will be something that grows after.
Absolutely.
So 666 is a rebirth for me.
Okay.
It's like it's a number of ever-changing hope. Something new will grow.
So it's not demonic.
No.
Because that's another the like the middle finger or the pinky or the we attribute meaning to it as humans.
It's how you
were introduced to it and how you perceive it.
We never talked about them being angel numbers.
Yeah.
But we would always look for 1111 and make a wish.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Again, it was one of those.
Because it is an angel number.
It was one of those things where people were like, oh, it's 1111. You have to make a wish.
Yeah.
Touch blue.
Yeah.
It is one of the purest ones. Yeah. No,
I mean,
people look for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a 3-2-1 guy myself.
Okay.
I used to wake up at 3-2-1 a lot. That used to be like a number I'd see every now and again.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
It's like a ready, set, go. 3, 2, 1 is like.
Yeah.
I can
Blast
see
off.
that.
Yeah.
I can
The
see
date
that.
I was actually set to move in here was 3-2-1-2-3.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
March 21st, 2023.
He ended up moving in before that, but that was the date that
That's
he originally had.
really
Yeah.
strange.
That was my, I know when I'm moving in and you don't.
He's really
No,
good
I
at
said it
making
because
that
I
numerology.
like that number.
Yeah.
So I figured something's ending, another thing's beginning.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like the line from the song, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's exactly true. And so I don't know if I've ever said this out loud to you, but I've mentioned it on the podcast before. Anytime a child is lost, it's because they needed to be somewhere else.
Absolutely. Obviously, I've thought a lot about why it didn't work, why it didn't take. Everything lined up.
And it wasn't like a freak thing. It was like the prescribed course.
Right, exactly.
Work for whatever
And
reason.
Bryce was a 6 out of 6 donor
6
match.
out of 6 doesn't get
you don't get better than that.
Right.
I mean, in my head, like she fulfilled whatever her mission was here.
Yeah.
And it changed all three of us.
Yeah.
You
Which
know?
is really shitty, but like
Absolutely.
also really beautiful.
Well, I mean, when you think about the fact I wouldn't be teaching.
No, yeah.
Or I wouldn't have started teaching until much later.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well,
and
what am I going to do now?
Imagine the students' lives that you've changed in the meantime.
That's where I kind of like to think about that.
Yeah.
At back to school night, like I don't try to dwell on the fact like, hi, I'm Mrs. Martin. I have 2 kids. I have one that's dead. But I do mention her.
It. Yeah.
Because
as you should.
It's why I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
She
part
is
of
my
my
why.
story
Yeah.
of why I came back to teaching.
Yeah.
Because I never taught. I
Right.
couldn't get a job when we first moved down here.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the big growth that there was now.
Right.
But she is why I'm there.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of interesting to see like what the parents do with that.
Yeah.
Whether
Do they squirm uncomfortably? Do they get the stars in their eyes? Like, that's so cute. That's so special.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Or they give you the head tilt like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're going to take care of my kid because
Yeah.
you did everything you could for yours.
Big time mom mode.
Yeah.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Rainbows.
Yeah.
Rainbows and butterflies and everything good.
That's another context sensitive thing. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, and we have a mutual, well, I don't know if she's ever subbed for you, but definitely a sub for me, has a daughter who passed and her symbols are butterflies.
Oh.
Like they were on a trip and she had a butterfly like come and land on her when she was with her other daughter.
Oh.
That kind of stuff just, I love that.
Yeah.
It just touches me and makes me feel better about it.
And I don't want to dismiss that, but what if it is us looking for something because we want to be with those
and because
people?
we're human.
Yeah,
exactly.
Of course.
we
Like, it's
attribute
that-
meaning to things.
It's that longing. I mean,
Yeah.
and we do attribute meaning to a lot of things.
Of course. Right. You
So-
give me a gift and now it forever is associated to you. That's the connection. And
Absolutely.
then it's like,
like you attribute meaning to a song or a smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
It's like the Bible isn't only the 10 Commandments. There's an actual narrative that goes along with everything because
Right.
the story is important too. This is like a fun addendum in like DLC to episode 1 because we're hitting on a lot of those same stories and concepts in that episode. We covered your Gettysburg ghost tour. We also talked about what happens when a child dies or just what the process of reincarnation might be.
yeah.
How is life recycled?
Right. How does that look on the other side?
And I think it's just as important the fact that we make meaning out of it either way.
Yeah.
that's what I was just going
Is
to say
important.
because you really don't want it to just be pointless.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that I need to know how the beyond works. For some reason, I feel like one day I will know.
It's
And-
when I'm ritualistically murdered and then I
Yes.
start writing on your mirrors as a ghost.
Yeah, right. When there's a poop on the mirror, people wonder why. It's just,
You're like, oh, that's
She
just
doesn't mean
Danny.
actual poop. She means like a word.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm creative. I'll do something you won't expect.
I'll know it's him.
Ghosts are real.
Period.
Yeah.
We all know it.
And here's the thing.
I mean,
do
I
they
feel
need
like-
to actually be real or need
is
them-
my
like,
belief good enough?
Can we make them real through our belief?
Yes, right? Is it the chicken or the egg? Which came first? Did
That's
we
something I
believe
wonder
it?
about with the internet age is that you're able to attach people to ideas very quickly because they're propagated worldwide.
Yeah.
And they're fed it through all of their mainstream media.
And the fact that we're able to have like message boards about topics, we're able to create memes and more content based off of these things. Are they becoming more real because worldwide we believe
because more and more people can see it and more people can
feel it and believe it,
access it.
Yeah.
And that's entirely true too.
Which happened first? Are we willing this into existence, or did it
Chicken
already
or the
exist
egg,
and we're unveiling it?
Yeah.
You know, hot takes.
You never know, folks. We'll have an episode at some point in the future where we confirm the existence of either ghosts or aliens. Thank you for coming on, Patty.
Absolutely.
I don't have to pester you anymore.
And you can always come back on again after we go do like a spooky ghost tour or something fun. Yay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
And folks, we will see you later. Now those were some frightfully fun stories. Howdy everybody, it's me, your host Danny, and I wanted to let you in on something special. You might have noticed that when I introduce the show, I say we are the Hometown Horrors podcast. That's because there will always be at least 3 people in each episode. Me, the person who wants to hear a good story, the guest, the teller of a good story, and you, the listener, that takes that story and carries it with you out into the world. And we make up a special kind of trinity. We are the Hometown Horrors podcast. And if you ever want to graduate from listener to guest, reach out to us via our handle on Instagram, hometown_horrors_podcast. Our email is thehometownhorrorspodcast, no spaces, @gmail.com, or via text or phone call at 571-358-8880, which FYI is not my personal number, but give it a ring. I'll get back to you, because if there's anything I've learned from doing the podcast is that everybody has a story, and that story deserves to be heard. On your #1 source for the most spine-tingling, gut-wrenching, insomnia-inducing stories around, the Hometown Horrors Podcast.